Under the overcast skies of Humboldt County's coast, a crowd is forming in the little artist town of Arcata to witness the start of Northern California's most epic and boisterous race. This is the Kinetic Grand Championship, a local tradition that's part art, part engineering, and a lot of chaos. Though it looks like a parade, it is far from it. The kinetic sculptures, as they're known, are about to embark on a 50-plus mile journey over land, sand, water, and mud, and they do it under their own power. No engines, no electric motors, and no rockets are allowed. Organizers do, however, make an exception for flames or bubbles. I'm not very sure that all of these are going to make it. What are these competitors racing for, you ask?
It's all for the glory.
For the glory! For the glory! For the glory!
The glory. The glory means something different to each racer, but if you ask organizer Jeno, also known as Queen Jeno, the glory is about carrying on a tradition that started in 1969 by beloved artist and kinetic race founder Hobart Brown.
He was curious, he was creative, he loved chaos, he was the life of the party.
As legend goes, Hobart Brown built a 5-wheeled tricycle he called a pentacycle. One of his artist friends saw that pentacycle and challenged Hobart and some other artists to a race. It was such a success that Hobart held it every year since.
It's really exciting that there's almost like 50 teams, and we've had as many as 100 teams, and people just show up.
Hobart passed away in 2007. It was a huge loss to the kinetic race community, but his legacy still lives on at the Kinetic Lab in Arcata, where you'll find sculptures of races past, each with their own unique name.
The hippo, Night of the Iguana, Flash Gordon.
Today, the Kinetic Grand Championship is a 3-day event held on Memorial Day. Competitors push, pedal, and bounce their way along 50 miles of Humboldt County coast from Arcata to Ferndale. And by far the most difficult part of the race is going through the Samoa Dunes. Racers must put on these special sand tires and pedal really, really hard. As you can see, this is not necessarily a race of speed, but more just trying to keep it all together.
Look here!
I'm out. Something's not
Something broke!
Back the chain.
Something broke!
And as you can imagine, keeping it all together is tough. Breakdowns are pretty much inevitable.
Very common.
Very common.
If you're not breaking down, you're not trying.
They look a little pokey.
They are?
They are.
The kinetic sculptures that survive the sandy dunes move on to day 2, a race across Humboldt's Bay. Once again, racers must add modifications to their sculptures in order to get them to float. Have you tested it before?
A little bit. In about 30 minutes. We're going to test the water, in a few moments here.
For some people, floating is all they do. Each team has their own idea how to propel themselves in the water, and some kinetic sculptures work better than others. Have we diagnosed the problem?
We ate too many tacos last night.
Obviously, racers could make more aerodynamic and maneuverable kinetic sculptures, but speed alone won't win this race. Judges choose a champion based on a number of factors.
So it's art and engineering and speed and pageantry.
Pageantry is a big part of the final day of racing. For those who make it to the finish line, in the Victorian town of Ferndale, they do their best to show off what's left of their kinetic sculptures.
We are addicted. We love it. The crowd, the fun, the festive, the friendliness.
In the end, it's not about who wins or loses the kinetic championship. It's about the glory and carrying on a tradition that a fun-loving artist started more than 50 years ago.
He started the whole thing, and I think we just follow him, and he's with us even though he's not here physically. He inspires us.
From the Kinetic Sculpture Race, I'm John Bartell. Hope to see you on the Backroads.